Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video. Chris is in the other room welding. It's actually midweek, but I thought this is a really good opportunity. This is a completely extra off the cuff video for Sunday, so I do hope you enjoy it. And what I'm going to do in this video is try and pick up on the projects that are ongoing and other various little bits and bobs that you always comment about in the comment section. So I'm sure I'm going to miss something, but hopefully we're going to get quite a bit in there. Let's spin it round and get on with it. We're going to start with Chris's late father's Morris commercial truck. Absolutely beautiful. And for those of you guys that haven't seen this, this is the original colour the car should have been. But when Chris and his dad bought it back, it had actually been painted in blue and had sign writing with another company on it. So Chris completely stripped this down and had it all repainted, and it does look incredible. All the inside's been done as well, all inside those doors. And Chris is never ever going to sell this, truck, and he's in no rush to do it, but he's done so much of it already. But there's still quite a lot to do. Like, this is the body that's going back on the truck, and Chris wants this in that same colour red, so he's got to get that done. All of the other parts have come back from the paint shop. They're quite dusty, them bits sitting there. They are all back from the paint shop. And as soon as the sun comes out, I suppose he'll push this outside as soon as we get 5 minutes, and we'll crack on. There'll be a couple of videos and that will be completely finished. HA Viva, get asked about it so much. So many of you always mention, how's Chris getting on with it? So the front subframe that Chris rebuilt is actually out of the other car outside. It's exactly the same as this one, and he said, well, I might as well refurbish that one. That way he can just whip it straight in here. It's done, but this car's still movable. It's on its wheels. He hasn't really done a lot more to that. We do work 6 days a week, so Chris does only get 1 day a week to spend on his own stuff, so he hasn't really had a chance to get on any of that. Of course, we both ended up with the virus, and that put him out of action for quite a long time. Otherwise, he'd have been doing it while I was off, essentially. But the front subframe there, engine cradle, whatever you'd like to call it, is now all completely back together. Just got to put the shocks in it, and of course the leaf spring that's sitting down there as well. All the wheels are done. All of the other bits, they're for the other engine, actually. The engine, I think quite a lot of you have seen it, but you've not seen it all put back together like this, with all of the leads on it and all the bits and pieces. New dynamos on there. So that's all done. That is ready to go in. Chris was even talking about maybe when he does get 5 minutes, chucking that on a bench and actually getting it running, starting it up for the first time. Kind of a bit of a will it run on it. Let me know what you think of that. The Caterham, quite a lot of people, again, still always mention, has Chris still got the Caterham? Chris actually bought this car, I'm sure it was about 12 years ago, damaged, and he repaired it and has no intention of getting rid of it. Since he had it repaired, and since he repaired it, he had all the paintwork done. He did say all of these arches was scratched to bits there was no damage on them, but they was really scratched up. One of them was cracked, I think. They're actually new original ones from Caterham, and he said all of this here was all battered with stone chips, and he doesn't want that to happen. So it's a case of doing a PPF on this, and we're still kind of negotiating with someone, possibly getting a kit and giving it a go ourselves, making a bit of a video of it. But that is, we MOT'd it and it's not moved since. He reversed it in, and it, like I say, he doesn't want to use it until it has got that paint protection film on it, because he doesn't want to scratch it all up. Let's move outside onto some more projects. The red Vauxhall Vivaro van. Guys, we're still in the same position with that van as we was how we left it in the last video. We genuinely haven't had a chance to get on it because we've been trying to get that GLA done. Now, I know quite a lot of people have actually forgot about this and have stopped asking, and for those of you that do always ask and want to know what this is about, this is one that we bought out of Copart. It was really cheap, and Chris wants to turn it into a micro camper, so we have just put everything in here at the moment. But it is all stripped out, and that is still ultimately the plan for that car. That is gonna, that little car, I suppose, yeah, it is a car, it's got windows all the way down, so that is going to become a micro camper. And slowly but surely, Chris has just been collecting little bits here and there for that, and once we have got enough, we'll crack on and do it. We just haven't got enough for a video, and of course the other projects that are earning us money have taken priority. The Land Rover Discovery, people do always say, are you going to get that going? Are you going to refurb it? Chris uses it as a bit of a shunter to move stuff around the farm. It hasn't been used for quite a while, and we did nick quite a lot of bits off it to do the LSE to get it up and running. So we have got some little bits and pieces to put back on that, and I'm sure that will run again. The little van, Peugeot partner van, that is purely a parts van. When Chris bought his van originally, it was water damaged, but not inside. It had sucked up water, and he bought this one, hit really hard in the back. It had done 3,000 miles, and he took the engine out of it and put it in his van. We've also repaired 3 other vans with parts from that. That Viva there, Chris doesn't want to get rid of it, but he's adamant he's going to do something with it in the future. Let's move outside. It is quite windy out here, so hopefully it doesn't blow too hard and you can't hear me. But the Mini Cooper S, I've received a lot of inboxes for this car. In fact, let's jump straight inside it, get us out of the wind. I've received a lot of interest in this car, and I do always say in the videos, they'll never ever be for sale until I put them on Instagram and say that it's for sale and I've snagged it and done some miles in it. Now, me and Chris done quite substantial engine work to this car, and I drove it home that first day after we'd repaired it, and I took it for an MOT and it was fine. And the next day I took it home, probably not going to do it. There you go. So the engine management light is actually flashing, and you can see the revs are held up fine, no problem at all. Now, if I drove this car down the road, that light would go out, the car would drive perfect. As soon as you stop in traffic, that starts flashing again. So it's only on very, very low revs. I've plugged it in and it's come up multiple misfire cylinder, well, multiple cylinders. Now, I have plugged it in and I've tried various little tricks and bits on it. I also even changed the plugs back round, tried those, swapped the coil packs round. None of it made any difference. So Chris said the inlet manifold didn't look brilliant. Someone had messed around with it before. So I actually ordered a new inlet manifold off of eBay, and I fitted that the other day, and it is exactly the same, still doing the same thing. So I've now won on eBay an injector rail with all new injectors. So that should be here later this week. I'll get that fitted, and then hopefully that resolves it. But until then, I'm not going to call anybody back, and the car will not be for sale. We wouldn't sell it like that to anybody. That could cause serious problems down the road. That could also be the start of what caused the initial problem. So that's got to be sorted first, and as soon as it does, I will go through that list of numbers that people have sent me. The little Renault Clio, again, the video on this went out on Monday, so yeah, that'll be probably a week since that video. Now, that little car, I've been driving that car to and fro home, just want to check it over, and then of course I will put it on Instagram, and in order of the numbers I will call back whoever was first, and we'll go down through the numbers, and that one can go as well. Quite a lot of people do send me numbers and say, I'll have the Clio, when can I come and get it? Can I come and look at it tomorrow? Guys, I will not sell the car until I've driven it a bit more and I'm completely happy with it. And of course, I'll put it on Instagram and give everybody an opportunity to buy it. Hopefully you all enjoy the extra little video. I just thought, while Chris was doing some welding, I can't stand around there unless I've got a mask on anyway, and we're not going to record it. I said to him, I'm going to take the opportunity to do just a little bit of a video, not from our normal Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's going to be purely for Sunday. So it's an extra video, and it's kind of an update on everything that we've got going on that's on the channel, just so that you know we haven't forgotten about them, and as soon as we get chance we will get on them. The other one car that wasn't there that I do want to mention, I did do a community post on it to say about it, but I do keep noticing the odd little comment that keeps trickling through. So the Range Rover Lse, unfortunately I didn't do an update on that. I am chasing the guy, and he said by the end of next week the other doors and quarter panels will be done. So hopefully, fingers crossed, next week or the week after we can crack on and do a video on that. There's quite a lot to do, but I'd like to get back on it ASAP as well. So the last car I do want to mention is the Sierra 3-door Cosworth. Now that car, we did quite a lot of videos on it, and then in the last video I actually said there's nothing that we can do to that car. People was even asking for videos, and I said I'd be cheating you, because all I could do was wash it and take it for a drive. Now the car, because we've got the LSE going on, that car became a real pain. Bringing it in, taking it out, bringing it every morning. Chris was getting it out before we started. The battery's flat, we've got to charge the battery, then the tyre's flat. You pretty much get a gist of it. Now that car needs a full restoration. We've got a container with all of the interior, all of the bumpers and all of the bits for the LSE in it. We've got nowhere to put all the bits for that Sierra. And taking it apart, we need to put all the parts somewhere. So people did constantly keep saying, is it for sale? How much is it? And then one day I opened up Instagram and we had an offer that we could not refuse. So we did sell that car, and we made a bit of money on it, and it's gone to a good home where it is getting restored. So the Sierra Cosworth, unfortunately, is sold. I'm not going to go on. This is only meant to be a short video for a bit of an update, really. So if you do enjoy it, as usual, please do give us a thumbs up. Hope you do enjoy it. Like, subscribe and share, and we'll see you early next week, or it'll be tomorrow, in the next one.